Hey guys, Civi here. Long time no see. And if you're, someone new coming to the channel, it's been about 6 months, I think, since I've last uploaded. And that's for, good reasons. I go to work full time and I also do college full time. So I don't really have a lot of time on my hands. And it's been rough, especially with my job. See, I don't like my job and I'm currently looking to change that. But the field in which I want to work in. So some background. I am going to college for cybersecurity, and I'm currently in my senior year. And that means I kind of want to work in IT, which is amazing. And I'm being sarcastic because I can't even find a job to experience what it's like to work in IT. And that's because the job market right now is completely fucked up, in my opinion, especially for the IT sector. I don't know for other industries, but I have seen, examples of how ridiculous it is to try and get just even an entry level job today. For IT, you might expect for, something simple, entry level, like IT support technician or desktop support or something like that. Just to be able to get a job like that, which, mind you, is entry level, you need a lot of experience and a lot of qualifications for something that, realistically speaking, should be kind of open to the vast majority of people who have just a bare minimum experience when it comes to, I don't know, IT related things, especially if they had schooling. So, I'll go on Indeed, which is what I use primarily because it's pretty good, and I'll click on one of the jobs for IT, and it'll say, "Oh, you need this certification. You might need for some examples, you might need, CompTIA, plus fundamentals, security, and it's just a lot to ask for someone who wants to get into the field just starting out. And not only do you need those certifications, but you need a fuck ton of experience. Like I've seen some entry level jobs require 3 years of customer experience related to like helping desktop support. That is ridiculous. How do you expect anyone, especially coming out of college, to be able to get a job? And of course, you need that experience, right? But you go for the job to try and get the experience to then get a job, but you don't have that experience because you don't have the job. It's like a weird conundrum. It's a catch 22, so to speak, and it's just quite frustrating. I've spent the better part of 4 years in college trying to learn about IT and things of that nature, yet I can't get a job to be able to do what I want. And it's also frustrating in that, I've spent 4 years, but then I have to spend an additional, I don't know, year or two just getting certifications, saving up enough money, studying, and then buying the exams, because these exams can cost anywhere from $100 to even $1,000. That's a tall order to ask for someone just to get into the field of IT. And I know the more basic options for certifications aren't expensive. They tend to be only 100 to 300 max, but it's still a lot, especially if you're a college student with student debt. I mean, a bachelor's degree which could run you up anywhere from $50,000 to $60,000 a year. Thank God, I work full time and I don't have that many expenses, so I can be able to pay for college even on a not exactly a high salary. But a lot of my peers are taking out loans, and because of that, a lot of kids my age, especially guys, have dropped out as a result of high costs and just generally feeling as if they're not being fulfilled with the college experience. And I go to online, so I don't know what college traditionally is like, but even for me, there's been points in my life where I've wanted to drop out because I feel as if the experience and knowledge that I'm gathering isn't enough. And it's just, how am I supposed to make it if all the jobs that I can get are your run of the mill, slightly above minimum wage jobs? that's not going to help me, succeed for my future. And even if I apply to maybe something like an internship, they only happen for a little part of the year, and you're not exactly paid all that well. And hell, I don't even know if I'll be gaining the experience that I'll need to be able to actually get a professional IT tech or whatever. Also, one thing that's really funny to me, I don't know why, but every job in Indeed, even if it's the most basic of jobs, like, I don't know, like being a maid, has technician, like cleaning technician or oil technician. Like, it's they put technician, operator, and associate in front of every word just to make it sound more professional and like as if it's something more than it is. Like, if you're a maid, you're a maid. There's nothing wrong with being a maid. I don't know why they have to do it. I think it's just because of, like, say you have experience being a maid, but you don't want to say you worked as a maid. You want to say that you work as a cleaning technician. It's ridiculous, but that's where we are in terms of the job market. There's so many people and not enough jobs, even though there should be enough jobs. It's always funny, you'll be talking to someone older, right? And they'll say, kids these days don't want to work, like, and it's like, no, everyone wants to work. I remember going up to this computer repair shop, try to go in person to see if I can get a job. And I said, hey, do you have, jobs? And we got talking, and he mentioned, like, it's weird. Not many people nowadays want to work. And as I've said, no, people do want to work. Do you think someone that's homeless likes being homeless? Do you think they aren't bored of doing nothing pretty much but begging? Like, everyone in 2020, 2021, even 2022 experienced, being shut inside 24/7. That is very isolating. It's very boring. People want to work despite what a lot of people might say, but it's hard to work when you have such a weird and just oppressive job market. And it doesn't help that things have gotten more expensive. Like, you would expect people would make it easier to get a job that pays well. I mean, more money in people's pockets is more money that can be contributed to the economy. Yet, not only are people not getting the jobs that they want or need, they're not getting paid enough. Like, I get paid $16 an hour, which, mind you, is a little bit above minimum wage, but is nowhere near what you kind of need to, like, the amount of money you need to make to be able to actually live a decent life. I think it was, Massachusetts, for my state, I needed $18 an hour, which, I mean, some jobs do offer that, like warehouse jobs, but they tend to be contractual, like, seasonal stuff like that. So you might not even get a job at the end of the day. And it's kind of funny, just like our subscriptions, like everything is becoming a subscription. Everything is becoming a subscription. And even jobs are, in a sense, kind of becoming, subscriptions, right? Every now and then you subscribe to a new job and you freaking work for a very short amount of time. That even happens in the IT sector. I mean, that's a good thing for the IT sector, because that means you as a person can easily move from one company to the next, trying to make more and more money. But it's not good when you're working in a warehouse for $23 an hour, and then maybe next month you might not get the job for full time, year round. It's kind of fucked. And it's just, I don't know how my generation is going to be able to live well off. It's been said a lot of times that the American dream is kind of dead for my generation, which is Generation Z. And I kind of agree with it. I feel as if I don't have the tools necessary to get the job I want, which would then enable me to get the life that I kind of want. I don't want to waste away not doing anything, mooching off the government. A lot of kids my age are. They would rather be on unemployment and collecting benefits, maybe, just for the mere fact that living in today's economy and job market and just society in general. And I know I'm saying society as if I'm like, the Joker or something, to like, society, and then I start killing people. But no, it's legitimately a struggle, and I'm more well off than a lot of other people. I at least have potentially the college degree. I at least have, you know, parents that I can rely on. Not many kids do. So it's just a bunch of things that have kind of come together that have been annoying me lately. And I don't know. You probably also have been experiencing. You're probably just in the same boat as I am. You're, you know, your early 20s, maybe early 30s, and you're struggling through life because of how bad things are getting and have been for a while. And I can complain and ramble on, but does anything really change? And I think that's the problem. We always talk about the issues of the common man when it comes to job security, job availability, and overall the standard of living. In that, for the average man, it's going down. People are having less money. They're having less things overall. And we talk about this ad nauseum, but nothing really changes. So I know I've kind of taken this kind of little rant to a very nihilistic point, I guess, but I still got to try. It's either I try or I drown, and I guess that's what can be taken out of this. Life is hard right now, even more harder than it was for especially the golden age of, I don't know, America. I don't know about other places, but generally speaking, things have been harder and they've been continually getting harder. But that doesn't excuse us from at least trying our best and seeing where that takes us. So I hope you enjoyed this little rant. I don't know if I'm going to be making more videos because they are time consuming and I don't have much of that. But maybe in another half year or a year, when either I have free time from the lack of job or the lack of job, well, the being jobless, so to speak. That's what I freaking meant. But either that or, I have something else to rant about, which if we're looking at the current world, there's a lot to rant about, but not enough time again to be able to do that. But I hope you enjoyed it. And the most important thing that I think you should take away from this is that you should have a nice day. So, bye.